Good Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us here on KARE 11 News Now. I'm Alicia Lewis. Let's get to your daily headlines today. Well, some truly heartbreaking images coming out of the Midwest and the South this morning after devastating storms rolled through overnight. This eerie video is coming out of Tennessee, showing what it looks like as a massive tornado way off in the distance. You can see just how big it is when the lightning flashes there. And another video showing state troopers and emergency responders wading through destroyed homes and buildings looking for anyone hurt. People across Nashville had to take shelter overnight from the storms, and we know at least 2 people have died in these storms. Now, further north in Indiana, another possible tornado spotted outside of Carmel. These are tornado reports from as far as south as Louisiana and as far as north as southern Wisconsin. And this is what people are waking up to this morning. Video out of Missouri showing the destruction of this small rural town just about 90 minutes east of Kansas City. Absolutely devastating there. Duluth waking up to this big mess this morning. The same system that dropped snow and rain on us yesterday brought several inches up north. The wind also kicked up in Duluth, making for blizzard-like conditions as the snow was falling there. For now, the worst of the storm is over, but there's some more chances for snow over the next few days in northern Minnesota. Then weather whiplash as the temperatures spring back up above freezing next week. A little reprieve for them. Well, this morning, investors and American consumers are bracing for the fallout from President Trump's new taxes on imported goods. The scope of the long-promised Trump tariffs surprised economists and investors from around the world. Now, overnight stocks fell in Asia, and here at home, Dow futures dropped more than 800 points. Some new tariffs have already kicked in, with foreign cars facing a 25% import tax that starts today. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
Hi there. We're starting to hear rumblings of how other countries will respond, potentially escalating this trade war. President Trump is adamant that tariffs will drive manufacturing and jobs back to the U.S., but we spoke to one small business owner who says as much as he'd like to, it's not realistic to produce some products in this country right now. He's now facing staggering new costs. President Trump rolling out his long-anticipated reciprocal tariffs.
That means they do it to us and we do it to them.
Slapping trading partners across the globe with a new minimum 10% tariff, much higher for dozens of countries hit with half the tax on foreign goods that the White House says they charge on U.S. exports.
If you want your tariff rate to be zero, then you build your product right here in America.
We asked small business owner Adam Fazakerly. Is it that simple?
We would love to. I grew up in a military family. That was the first place we turned to. And then the realities are that some products are very difficult to make here and sustain a business. The design was
Fazakerly's playmat to makeup bag business Lay & Go manufactures in China hit with a total 54% tariff, and Cambodia now facing an additional 49% levy.
Cambodia, oh, look at Cambodia.
That he expects to drive up costs on his next shipment by more than $50,000.
It is important to understand the way that this is affecting small business, and it's not positive.
The new tariffs add to a sweeping series already in place aimed at returning factories and jobs to America. But U.S. businesses will be forced to eat added costs and likely pass them on to American consumers on everything from cars to computers, clothes, and groceries. CNBC's Ron Insana breaking down the impact.
The average tariff is going to be about 25% and could cost the average family as much as $5,000 a year.
Democrats sounding the alarm as some of the top U.S. CEOs warn of potential harm, and the White House presses ahead. There are steelmakers and unions supporting the president's tariff moves, hoping to bring jobs back, and the White House is pointing to new investments, including Hyundai announcing a $5 billion steel plant in Louisiana, and Apple saying it will expand its U.S. facilities and create 20,000 new jobs. In Washington, I'm Alice Barr. Back to you.
Well, here's what we know this morning on the possible impact that these tariffs could have on us here in Minnesota. The state's biggest trading partners, Canada and Mexico, are not affected by the new orders because of the existing 25% tariff on goods from those countries. But imports from our third largest trading partner, China, will be facing a 54% tariff. Now, businesses across the state are trying to figure out how to move forward.
These will be very substantial increases in the price of all kinds of goods that come into the U.S. from all over the world. It will be extremely costly. I think it's very ill-conceived.
Say they need 100 different components to build a product. They'll look at which parts of those are now subject to restrictions. How does that affect their pricing structures? Do they have alternatives to those supply chains? We have amazing companies in Minnesota that are very innovative, very resilient.
Now, some businesses within the business sector see this as a moment of opportunity since we have such resilient and innovative companies in Minnesota. The Minnesota Chamber of Commerce says that right now businesses are assessing their supply chains and figuring out how to best move forward. Well, hey, if you live over in the East Metro in St. Paul, your trash will get picked up for at least the next 90 days. City Council approved the state of emergency in the city. Mayor Melvin Carter declared the emergency Monday, allowing a new citywide service to start and giving city council members time to work through zoning disputes. Well, at the buzzer, big name is throwing its hat in the ring to buy TikTok, the extremely popular social media platform racing against the clock to sell to an American company or go dark in the U.S. on Saturday. Savannah Sellers has the details.
In an 11th hour pitch, e-commerce giant Amazon putting in a bid to buy TikTok.
So I think it's a powerful play.
I mean, you kind of had to know it was going to be one of those guys, one of the billionaires.
The last minute offer, one of many, coming just days before the April 5th deadline for the company to find a non-Chinese buyer or shut down in the U.S. Amazon and its billionaire founder Jeff Bezos have not commented. But a person familiar with the White House discussions tells NBC News the bid is not considered serious because of its late timing, only arriving via a letter this week. But with President Trump still weighing his top choice,
There's tremendous interest in TikTok. The decision's going to be my decision.
other new suitors are eagerly lining up too. The founders of OnlyFans and a company called AppLovin both submitting bids just in the last day. One notable offer already on the table would see Oracle chair Larry Ellison and private equity firm Blackstone team up with TikTok's existing U.S. investors. And many more have been considered.
If any of them buy this app, it's over. I'm deleting it because it will not be the same.
Back in January, TikTok's 170 million American users saw their favorite viral videos briefly disappear until newly inaugurated President Trump extended the deadline for the company to find an American owner. Vice President J.D. Vance, who has been leading the effort to broker a deal, telling NBC News exclusively in March he believes the final plan will include a distinct American TikTok enterprise. But the current Chinese owner ByteDance has never confirmed any negotiations or publicly stated that it is willing to sell. So for now, the TikTok on TikTok continues.
Well, today baseball is back in the Twin Cities. A lot of folks excited about this. The Twins home openers this afternoon against the Houston Astros. First pitch at 3:10, and there's still some tickets available if you would like to go. You can get in as cheap as, I think, $19 is what we found. If you're going, get there early because the first 10,000 fans at Target Field will get this cool opening day beanie, and you're going to need it because it's chilly. The beanie features the logo and color scheme of the Twins City Connect uniforms, which are really cool. Well, a big congrats in order for our Gopher women's basketball team. They're coming back home from Indy with a trophy after winning the WBIT championship yesterday. This is the team's first postseason championship since 2012. And freshman Tori McKinney with a huge game, scoring a career high for herself, 26 points. The coach says it's a great momentum for the team now moving forward.
This is incredible. It's incredible for our young ladies, incredible for our program, but the goal is to be in the big dance. And hopefully this gives us a way to catapult and continue to keep growing. We do want to get healthy. Obviously, that's going to be really important for us. But again, and I think Mallory said it, it's a way for us to gain momentum.
Well, hey, stick around. More news and weather coming up after the break.